Hello, this is Burl Tishner. I'm with Digital Woodcarver. I'm going to make a quick little video here to show you how to set a mock-up and go through some of the simple adjustments for it. When I send you a disk, you're going to see some files, and my cursor here, DWC mill, that's going to be one of the settings for using the 3-axis. You're going to see a DWC turning and a DWC wrap. Those two options there are going to be for your 4th axis. First thing you want to do is, once you have Mach loaded onto your computer, you're going to go to the C drive in your computer and you'll see a file that says Mach3. What you're going to do is you're going to simply drag those files. You can hit Control and click on multiple ones, but you're going to drag those 3 files down into the Mach folder. And once it's there, now when we load our Mach3 loader, and you see where my cursor is there, when we load it, it will be one of those options that you have set up. And then you can click on the DWC mill, highlight that one, load your Mach3. It should have all the parameters. Now we're going to go through a quick little setting of those different parameters. If you want to change some of the speeds, or you would like to check some of the pin locations or some things like that. Mach3 is loading. Anytime it is loaded, you'll notice the reset or the emergency mode will be on. That is fine. You also notice there is a shuttle plugin enabled. I'll also go through that real quick for you, and I'll show you what you have to run a little program first. Minimize that, but see the Shuttle Pro M3P. If you'll run that little program, okay, it says it's already being used by another program, but you'll want to run that before you open Mach3. But if you just simply run that, it's going to take a couple seconds to run, and that's what's going to set up your Shuttle Pro so that you can program for that. I'll pull that back up. Simply have Mach3 close when you run that little file. But you notice down here it says Shuttle plugin enabled, and I have a Shuttle plugged in here. We'll go through those settings. First, we're going to go through the settings, what they would look like. You're going to hit Config. You go to Pins and Ports, and this is the screen that's going to pop up first. Motor outputs. You're going to see X, Y, and Z, and also A and spindle. A is your 4th axis. Spindle is also used in turning mode, and the reason you do not see any numbers down here now is because we're set up in the DWC mill profile. In that's what's going to do our 3-axis, just our regular table. You're going to see these 3 enabled. Here's going to be your pin locations right here. The other thing that I want to point out at this point, see these checks? If you click on that puts a check mark or an X. Whenever you do that on whatever axis that you're on, that simply will change the direction. If you want Y or Z or X, any one of those to go in the opposite direction, if you'll just simply check it instead of having an X, then it will change directions for you. That's what this screen should look like. I'm going to go to the input signals. Really, there's nothing that we use on the input signals down through here. E-stop is checked, and port 1 and pin 16. That's for the driver, that it will run there. Output signals. This is what's going to run your relay spindle for your router and your vacuum. And then you've got charge pump. That's what's going to run the driver. Really, these other keys, there's not a lot that's going to change there. That's all going to be the same. So we're going to, you would want to hit Apply, and then hit OK. And then it's going to throw you an E-stop. Let's run through a couple other screens here on config. Here, let's go to the motor tuning and show you how to change speeds. and also set up the steps if you would want to get into that. You click on whatever axis that you want. These are steps per inch. X and Y is going to be 833.33. That's going to give you, so the computer knows how many steps that's going to make up an inch. The velocity is how fast this axis will go in the rapid mode. So the way it's set up here, it'll go 250 inches per minute in the rapid mode. And then acceleration is how fast it takes to get there. It's going to be 50 inches per minute or per second in acceleration. And if you change these, you notice the graph will change. I'm going to take it back to 50, and it changes the graph there. One thing that's important, you always want to hit save in whatever axis you have. If I change axis to Y, it will not change save the settings in X that you had previous. You see X and Y are the same because they use the same type of drive system. Z is what's going to be different. And you notice here I've got it set up for 80 inches per minute on the Z-axis, or yeah, Z-axis, that's how fast, and the acceleration here. The steps per minute on Z is different than the others, and depending upon if you have eight teeth per inch, that was a 5/8 thread, or the 1/2 by 10 thread, and I used both of those. This should be set up for the 8 by the 10 inches per thread Acme rod that I got on there. It would be 20,000, and for the 8, we would just simply do the mathematical calculations to figure out what that is. Once we're done, we're going to hit OK, and let's run through the config and see if there's anything else that you would need to change. The only other thing we're going to go through is config plugins. This is how you're going to set up your pendant. You're going to click that, and you're going to go, when you do that, run that little program. It's going to set up this folder here. When you run that little Shuttle Pro program, it's going to start this line item right here. That's what's going to make that come up. You want that to be enabled, and how you change the settings on that is hit config. You click on the config folder, and you're going to get a screen that pops up here, and this is going to allow you to change whatever buttons that you want. This is set up for shuttle. Another thing that you may have to do is you may have to change, depending upon what type of Shuttle Pro that you have. If you have the Express, that's a little small disc. It runs these 5 buttons here, and that's the only one. It will not change pictures, but these are the buttons that you have for those 5. If you have the Shuttle Pro or Shuttle Pro 2, it's going to look like this picture right here, and you've got all these different buttons, and I've only got the top ones programmed, but you're welcome to program all this here. If your Shuttle or your Shuttle Pro doesn't work, you need to highlight each one of these. What I found, it'll either be Shuttle, Shuttle Pro, PDI-5F3, and on one of these, you simply click on whichever, and Express will be the small little round one. You click on whichever one is, you hit OK, and you will have to get out of Mach3 and come back in it in order for it to work. Whenever you know that it's working, you remember where it said status here, it will tell you that the Shuttle Pro is enabled. So that way you know you've got the right configuration on that. We just simply hit OK, OK, and that's pretty well it. I will stop with this video, and if you have any other questions, please let me know.